Would you risk your career to restore one erase line in the minutes? At 2:17 a.m., a timestamp shifted and a conscience caught fire. They called it procedure, she called it a breach of trust. In a room lit by candles, loyalty melted faster than wax. Stay with me until the very end, and don't forget to tap like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. What follows puts power on trial, how a side deal disappeared, who rewrote the night, and why one badge swipe changed everything. Dana Whitfield stares at a printed set of April board minutes, the margins annotated in careful pencil. She's in a windowed compliance office, the Boston skyline muted by rain. The key vote approving vendor B is there, but the side letter obligating premium fees is missing. An email from the general counsel pings, finalized by noon. Dana rubs her temples, glances at the audit schedule, and writes one word on a sticky note: why? The copier hums like a nervous witness. Sophie Tran, junior analyst, knocks softly. She closes the door, voice low. I logged the draft last night. Page 8 had a footnote about contingent remuneration. Today, it's gone. Dana evaluates her, steady breath, trembling hands. Who else reviewed? Sophie lists names, stops at Knox's assistant. Dana notes the order of circulation and the document's checksum. Bring me the draft hash. Outside, a board portrait watches, frames reflecting fluorescent doubt. Board chair Gerald Knox appears in the hall, blazer off, genial smile that never reaches his eyes. Ms. Whitfield, everything on track? We've got shareholders waiting on that vendor announcement. Dana matches his tone. We'll make sure the minutes reflect the record. Knox tilts his head. Let's not overcomplicate. The record is what we file. He walks on. Sophie exhales sharply, Dana doesn't. The distance between file and truth lengthens like the corridor. Aisha Morgan, general counsel, steps in with a tidy folder. I need the certified minutes by 5. We are within our disclosure window. Dana presents the discrepancy, draft footnote versus final omission. Aisha frowns. If it wasn't approved on the record, it can't live in minutes. Dana counters, that's exactly the problem, the record changed. Aisha's gaze cools. Then prove the change. The door shuts, and the copier's rhythm becomes a metronome of expectation. Marcus Hill, external auditor, meets Dana in the cafeteria. He speaks carefully, aware of walls. Your firm's back-end log shows a document rollback at 2:17 a.m. The system notes authorized edit service account. Dana's pen pauses. Whose service account? He shrugs. It maps to a privileged group. Off the record, check facilities access. If nobody's badged in, someone used remote credentials or a skeleton key. The coffee tastes metallic. And then the copier stopped humming at 2:17 a.m. Leon Park, facility security, escorts Dana to a dim operations room. Monitors display building entry patterns, a digital clock ticks steady seconds. Night crew left at 1. From 1 to 4, only security tours. He pulls the badge log, timestamp swipes, color-coded. At 2:13 a.m., an elevator called from the executive floor. No corresponding entry? Dana asks. Leon scrolls. None. But the system registered a door unlatched. A ghost with credentials. Dana replays desk cam clips from the board administrator's workstation. The angle is poured stacks of binders, a stress cactus, a corner of the keyboard. Between 2:14 and 2:18 a.m., the cursor moves, a file opens, line spacing adjusts, and a footnote disappears. The chair squeaks, but no person crosses the lens. Dana freezes on the final save dialog. The file name suffix, _final_final. She almost laughs, then doesn't. Procedure is wearing a disguise. Anonymously, a whistleblower memo lands in Dana's inbox. Track the red folder from April's executive session. The vote wasn't the vote. The sender ID is masked, style succinct. Attached is a seating map of the boardroom, Knox at head, 2 trustees flanking, and counsel at the far end. A highlighted note, candles due to power test emergency strips only. Dana reads it twice. Candles? In a building with redundant UPS? She pinches the bridge of her nose. Across town, a press release draft sits queued. Vendor B expands strategic partnership. The language glitters with synergy. Dana walks past the boardroom, pausing at a faint wax ring on polished wood. She pictures a hand shielding flame from conditioned air while another hand shifts paperwork. Her phone buzzes. Sophie, there's a second draft. It references side consideration upon deliverables. It's gone from the current. Dana replies, hold it. Print it. Lock it. Reputation is a wick. Knox convenes a clarification meeting. His voice wears velvet. We are aligning on language. No substantive changes. He cites a governance policy about summarizing deliberations, not transcribing. Aisha sits, poker-faced. Dana places two versions of page 8 on the table. Draft A, with footnote. Draft B, without. Knox smiles. Then Draft B is our clean copy. Dana, clean isn't always accurate. The room's temperature drops. Someone coughs into an expensive sleeve. Sophie whispers to Dana in the hallway. I saved a local PDF right after the meeting, the one with the footnote. On her phone, metadata shows creation time, 6:42 p.m., the day of the vote. Dana nods. That's our anchor. Sophie's eyes darted. If they can edit at 2:17 a.m., they can edit anything. Dana squeezes her arm. They forgot something. They always forget something. The rule he invoked became the proof of his lie. Dana digs into the policy Knox quoted. Minutes must summarize deliberations and record formal approvals, including conditions affecting fiduciary duty. She underlines including conditions. The vanished footnote described a condition, contingency fee. She drafts a memo to Aisha. Omission undermines fiduciary transparency, exposure risk elevated. She CCs Marcus. She BCCs no one. Everything on the record because someone erased the record. Marcus calls from his office, blinds half closed. Our audit trail shows an administrative override used by Compliance Archive, which your team doesn't own. Dana swivels to her org chart. That group reports to board administration. Who has the key? Marcus hesitates. Knox's office sponsors the service account. Dana's pulse taps. Control of the mirror means control of the reflection. Aisha requests a one-on-one. Dana, if you escalate, be sure. You'll trigger a special committee. Dana places the policy and draft side by side. This isn't preference, it's duty. Aisha's eyes soften, then sharpen. Find me a contemporaneous reference, something outside of the minutes. Dana nods. The red folder. Aisha's brow lifts, micro surprise she quickly buttons away. Then you'll need chain of custody. The boardroom is booked for an executive session. Dana's badge denies entry. Through the glass, shadows shift, a candle is briefly visible, then cupped and blown reluctantly out. Knox steps out moments later. Ms. Whitfield, let's trust the process. Dana smiles politely. Which process, the written one or the remembered one? His jaw tightens. Careful. She is. Leon texts Dana a still image from a stairwell camera, a silhouette holding a slim red folder headed toward records at 9:12 p.m. on meeting night. The badge swipe? Unknown. Dana overlays the timestamp with Sophie's draft creation time. The math grinds, the folder moved before the PDF was made. Someone anticipated the record that would contradict them. After hours, Dana and Sophie review vendor filings. Vendor B's ownership hides behind a Delaware LLC that hides behind a trust. A name reappears, A. Delacroix, also a donor in Knox's circle. Sophie traces payments, a pattern of advisory retainers triggered by milestones not in any public disclosure. Side consideration, Sophie whispers. Wax drips in Dana's mind, pooling into letters that spell out breach. One detail was always there, buried in plain sight. A board assistant, quietly sympathetic, slips Dana a seating note from the executive session. During outage, votes recorded by hand. The page shows initials, not names. A small dot beside one set of initials, a tally? Or hesitation? Dana photographs it under cool light, adjusts contrast, a faint line connects the dot to B+, contingent. She exhales. Handwritten truth sweats under typed denial. Marcus confirms the system's autosaves. At 2:17 a.m., the footer changed from Rev 1 to Rev 2, certified. Only a privileged user can flag it as certified without the clerk present. Dana writes, privilege used without presence. She remembers Knox's earlier sentence, the record is what we file. She replies, not tonight. Aisha convenes a small internal, Dana, Marcus, Leon. She speaks with surgical calm. Chain of custody on the red folder? Leon, camera shows movement, badge neutral. Marcus, system logs show an administrative ghost. Dana, we also have a handwritten tally referencing contingency. Aisha nods. You're approaching probable cause for a special committee. She taps her pen. But we need a smoking timestamp. And then the meeting room fell silent. Dana revisits the emergency power explanation. Facilities documentation says no test was scheduled. She checks utility alerts, no grid event. She calls the electrician on duty. He laughs dryly. Outage? The UPS would laugh at an outage. Someone pulled a local breaker, maybe to avoid cameras resetting. The candles weren't ambience. They were a strategy. Sophie reconstructs a timeline whiteboard, 6:42 p.m. draft with footnote, 9:12 p.m. red folder moves, 2:13 a.m. elevator call, 2:17 a.m. minutes certified, 8 a.m. press release queued. The gaps glow hotter than the dots. Who benefits, she writes. They fill in names, cross-reference donations, and charity boards. A triangle forms with Knox at apex, vendor B at base, and a shadow trustee as fulcrum. Dana meets an elder trustee in a quiet hallway. He looks tired. Executive sessions are delicate. Dana replies gently, delicacy isn't the same as secrecy. He glances around. During the candles, Knox read from a side letter. Some of us objected. He swallows. We were told it wouldn't be in the minutes, only the board book. Dana's pen freezes midair. Which shelf? He doesn't answer. He doesn't have to. The air conditioner click was louder than any voice in the room. Dana and Leon enter the document room. Shelves tower with labeled binders and numbered spines. The hum of AC punctuates their search. Sophie texts, look for a slim binder without a spine label. Dana finds one, anonymous, modest weight. Inside, meeting materials and an index card, side letter, vendor B read aloud, not appended. She photographs it, hears her heartbeat in the vents. A small win, sharp as glass. Marcus arrives with a portable drive. I pulled the write-ahead logs off the archival server. He points to a line entry, 2 hours 17 minutes and 4 seconds elevate, compliance archive, set certified equals true. Another line, 2 hours 17 minutes and 6 seconds, footnote removed, reflow. Marcus smiles without joy. Your timestamp is your smoking gun. Dana prints the lines. The number 217 blooms like an ember catching paper. Aisha invites Dana to her office at dusk. Through glass, the city glows. If we move clean, Aisha says. Special committee, independent counsel. You'll be insulated. Dana nods, but she knows insulation is theoretical. Aisha adds quietly, I've been here a long time. This is how rot is scraped out, slowly, methodically. She signs a memo authorizing preservation holds. Guard your notes. Dana and Leon search a storage cage reserved for board chair materials. A battered courier sleeve appears, the corner crimsoned, the red folder. Inside, printed board minutes with the footnote intact, annotated in Knox's hand, footnote to be handled verbally. A sticky tab reads, "Executive session only, no append." Dana photographs, logs custody, seals it. The candle's glow now feels like a flare. Sophie finds a pattern. Vendor B's invoices spike after the board meeting, each with a relationship premium. The memo language mimics the side letters' phrasing. They operationalize the footnote, Sophie says, voice roughened by victory and fear. Dana realizes the human cost, program budgets tightened, staff hires delayed, patience, this is a non-profit system, queued longer because loyalty was priced. Knox summons Dana to a private chat. He leans on charm like a cane. This institution needs harmony. You're forcing dissonance. Dana replies evenly, harmony without tune is noise. Knox's smile thins. I've mentored many careers. Dana's gaze is steady. You won't own mine. He dismisses her with a wave. The elevator doors close like lips suppressing an aim. The printer spat out page 44, the one they deleted. The special committee forms, 3 independent trustees, outside counsel, Marcus advising. Dana is sworn in, Sophie testifies under counsel's protection. Leon submits the badge logs and stairwell still. Aisha outlines the policy scaffolding, fiduciary duty, accurate minutes, conditions recorded. The committee chair asks the question Dana has waited to hear, who changed the minutes at 2:17 a.m., and under whose authority? Outside counsel issues subpoenas for system credentials. IT returns a matrix. The compliance archive group includes a delegate account assigned to office of the board chair. 2 devices show remote sessions between 2:10 and 2:18 a.m. One device was on the executive floor, the other tunneled via VPN labeled Admin C3. The paper trail is now a rope. Leon, methodical, presents an anomaly. The badge log shows no executive floor entry at 2:13 a.m., but the stairwell camera shows a person entering from below, holding a small device. Fire door push bar logs the latch, Leon explains. No badge needed. His overlays a maintenance code, a timed unlock set an hour earlier. This is your badgeless path. The committee chair nods. Thank you, Mr. Park. Payoff, precise as a chime. The sympathetic trustee returns, hands folded. Knox asserted chair's discretion to summarize terms orally. Some of us objected, but the outage made it chaotic. He sighs. We let it pass. He looks at Dana, ashamed. I didn't fight hard enough. Dana hears the cost in his voice, not money, but marrow. She writes in her notebook, silence is a vote. A closed door hearing convenes. Knox arrives with counsel, polished and impenetrable. He insists the footnote was immaterial. Dana testifies. Sophie testifies. Marcus walks the logs in like a slow tide. Aisha coolly maps policy language. Knox's counsel objects again, then realizes the room is no longer tilting in their favor. The candle image returns to Dana's mind, light, yes, but smoke, too. Aisha introduces the red folder. She slides it across felt. Board chair notes, footnote to be handled verbally. The committee chair reads carefully. She turns to Knox. Did you read this aloud? His jaw works. I summarized. The chair lifts her brows. Summaries do not erase conditions. The room is library silent. In that hush, the policy speaks for itself. Every screen froze at once, the audit is now public. News breaks, special committee probes board minutes alteration. Dana watches colleagues swivel from silence to stunned whispers. A donor calls Aisha, voice urgent, seeking reassurance. Aisha replies with practiced calm, we are following our process. In compliance, Sophie picks up a ringing phone, hears heavy breathing, then a click. She smiles shakily. Fear, acknowledged, becomes smaller. The public sees the human math, delayed projects, deferred care, bonuses tied to efficiencies. A columnist writes, they lit candles in the boardroom while the waiting room went dark. Messages flood the institution's inbox. Staff send Dana nods in hallways, gratitude disguised as good morning. The institution's social page posts a commitment to transparency. comments ask for something harder: names. Dana sits alone at a late desk, the city quieter, like a held breath. She replays the hearing in her mind, then the stairwell still, then Sophie's steady voice. She remembers her father's insistence: put it in writing. She has. She wonders if writing will be enough. On her screen, a cursor blinks like a small lighthouse. She keeps typing, even as her hand trembles. A committee draft report circulates. They find that the side letter terms materially affected fiduciary obligations and should have been recorded, that a privileged account altered the minutes, that the red folder and badgeless path evidence support intent to conceal. Remedies proposed: rescind vendor agreement, claw back fees, and refer conduct to regulators. Redemption becomes visible, not triumphal, but granular. Outside, sirens rose. Inside, a cursor hovered over restore. IT, under counsel, executes a restore of the minutes to the draft with the footnote. The certified record updates. An addendum explains the correction. Aisha signs. Dana initial stamps each page like a benediction. In an email to staff, leadership writes, accuracy is non-negotiable. The press statement is plain, almost spare. Truth, when it stands, doesn't need adjectives. Knox steps down his chair to avoid distraction. An interim chair takes the gavel. Vendor B's contract is terminated for cause, payments paused pending clawback. The institution announces a gifts and conflicts policy review with public reporting. In compliance, Sophie receives a formal commendation sealed with gratitude. She laughs through tears. First commendation I've ever wanted, she says. Dana hugs her, briefly and fiercely. Regulators open an inquiry. The institution cooperates fully, delivers the logs, the red folder, the badge door anomaly, the policy maps. Marcus provides a letter. Independent verification confirms 2:17 a.m. alteration. Governance controls were subverted. The word subverted lands like a gavel. The inquiry's tone shifts from suspicion to structured action. Dana takes a walk outside, evening air cool against heat-tired skin. A staff member she doesn't know stops her. My brother's surgery was delayed last month, she says softly. Thank you for making them see. Dana nods, eyes shining. The victory is neither loud nor clean, it rarely is. But it holds. In a recorded board session, the interim chair reads the committee's findings aloud. The corrected minutes appear on the screen. The footnote is back, small letters with large consequences. We failed our standard, the chair says. We reclaim it now. The camera lingers on sober faces. A single candle sits unlit at the center of the table, a ceremonial acknowledgement of borrowed light. Aisha proposes structural reforms: independent custody of minutes, no privileged service accounts, live dual-sign certification, randomized quarterly audits of executive sessions, emergency power tests published in advance. Dana adds a simple suggestion: teach people to say, this is wrong, and not be punished. The room murmurs assent. Policy without culture is paper. Culture begins with permission. The building feels different, like a long exhale. Leon replaces a worn door cylinder, the push bar clicks with new decisiveness. Sophie cleans her desk cactus, grinning. Marcus packs his bag, nods to Dana. You were right to insist on the record, he says. She smiles. The record insisted on itself. I just listened. Late at night. Dana revisits the boardroom. She places a single tea light in the center, unlit. Through the window, the city stipples the darkness. She whispers to no one, light belongs to everyone. She slides the candle into a drawer. The room is bright enough without it. Narration slows, contemplative, power failed, and people failed, but process, when honored, stood up again. The lesson clarifies: loyalty without accountability is complicity. Minutes aren't words, they're promises. And promises, once edited, edit the people who made them. Institutions redeem themselves not in press releases, but in preserved footnotes. The last image, a close shot of the corrected minutes, page 8, and the returned footnote crisp as a bell tone. A hand Dana's smooths the page, then lifts. The camera tilts to the boardroom door, open to daylight. Lesson: when power rewrites the night, truth requires a timestamp. Governance isn't paperwork, it's a light switch that must never be quietly turned off. This story is inspired by true events. Names and details have been changed to protect privacy. If you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, subscribe to this channel and never miss the next case where truth prevails.